Two teen girls encounter a satanic force at a boarding school as they are left behind by their parents during their winter break. Kind of like an evil version of the Holdovers. The Blackcoat's Daughter. So, The Blackcoat's Daughter was directed by Oz Perkins, son of Norman Bates himself, Anthony Perkins. This was his feature-length debut from 2015, and unlike many directors, he didn't have to toil away in obscurity making shorts, for a decade plus. And I mean, I'm sure he was able to get into the industry through his dad, and normally I'd be more critical of something like that, but Oz just has so much goddamn talent that I just don't care. He actually started out as an actor going back to 1983, where he played young Norman Bates in Psycho 2, which is awesome. And we have a very solid cast here with Emma Roberts, Lucy Boynton, James Remar, and Kiernan Shipka, who has a small part in Oz Perkins' most recent film, Longlegs. I first saw this film 2-3 years ago, and it made me an instant Oz Perkins fanboy. The first time I watched it, I was just so intrigued that I had to watch it several more times over the next couple of days. I mean, the way I got vibes from classics like The Exorcist and the overall Satanic Panic era just left me kind of mesmerized. Speaking of The Exorcist, you definitely, on a directing standpoint, you get vibes from William Friedkin, and also a whole lot of David Lynch. And after seeing Longlegs recently, I got Blackcoat's Daughter vibes, and I felt that reviewing this is not only much too late, but mandatory, for me at least. This is just one of those underrated gems. A lot of people don't seem to get it, and that's definitely their loss. I just love when a director makes a statement with their first film, and that's how I've kind of learned to spot a director that I want to keep an eye on. I got the exact same feeling when I saw The Eyes of My Mother from 2016, directed by Nicholas Pesky. So it's cool to see a new director putting everything they have into a film, showing the world what they can do and set up expectations for the future. If I were to sum this up real quick, this is a masterpiece, in my opinion. It's arty as hell, which is kind of my thing nowadays, not to sound like a pretentious douchebag. But every shot is just painstakingly crafted. There's a dreadful atmosphere that permeates the entire runtime, which, by the way, is a tight 93 minutes, and that is similar to all of Oz Perkins' films, at least so far. Nothing over an hour and 41 minutes. And each of the 3 acts here follows the timeline of a specific character, all of which are intertwined. The bulk of the storyline takes place at a Catholic boarding school in upstate New York, and it's winter break where the kids get to go home for a week. 2 students, Kat, played by Kiernan Shipka, and Rose, played by Lucy Boynton, are both left behind by their parents for different reasons. Rose suspects that she might be pregnant, so she told her parents to show up a little bit late to buy some time. Kat, on the other hand, has not heard from her parents and is unable to reach them. She has a dream in which they were involved in a car crash, and she believes that it's a vision. She receives a phone call that sounds like some spectral, disembodied voice, and is later found in the boiling room bowing down in front of the furnace. They're in a very, very creepy scene, might I add. That very boiler room would become kind of a reoccurring setting in this film. She continues to kind of disturb and perplex Rose and the school nuns by saying disturbing things and vomiting at the breakfast table. There's an evil that seems to be interested in Kat, and it creates a layer of dread and atmosphere that looms over you really every second of the way. As I said earlier, there are similar vibes here to Longlegs, if you've seen that. And I think that since Longlegs has been so successful, it will lead people, to giving this a chance, almost 10 years later. It's much lower budget than Longlegs was, and you can feel that, but I wouldn't change a damn thing. This is essentially a unique and modern take on the possession genre, but done in a way that I've never seen, really. Sprinkled with those Satanic Panic era elements that Oz Perkins seems to love, with a strong dash of, David Lynch's style, really. I'm giving The Blackcoat's Daughter a 9 out of 10. I think that a lot of people will probably think that it drags a little bit because, yes, it is quite the slow burn. But if you like stuff like The Eyes of My Mother or The Witch, this is definitely for you. And if you are going to watch this, and I recommend that you do, you have to do it right, man. You have to put your phone away and turn off all distractions. You just have to. There's definitely some Lynchian-esque storytelling here, and you will be confused as hell if you don't pay full attention, trust me. Don't make that mistake. Because, you'll cheat yourself of the experience, and you just won't get this movie, and I will be hugely disappointed in you. I think this deserves the respect of everything that I've mentioned previously as comparisons. Cheers, guys.